This is the story of 10 creators who had absolutely nothing. They turned a camera and an internet connection into empires.
Alright, welcome to my first video. Bought a new laptop, and it's an HP Pavilion DV7T, so...
I remember applying for 200 jobs in the span of the month, and I still get rejection letters.
This is just the Twitch side of things. I told you, I'm going to show you my YouTube earnings. So be ready, because here it is! Huge f***ing number, an unfathomable amount of money. From starting this channel in 2007 all the way until today, I have made $35.8 million.
10. Moist Critical. Charlie White wasn't even trying to get rich. He filmed videos from a college dorm room with a basic headset mic, working normal day jobs on the side, and he gave away every single dollar YouTube paid him to charity. He didn't care about the money, he just loved making people laugh.
Let me show you my analytics from my lifetime on Twitch. So from 2017 to 2019, I made $55,500 for those 2 years. From 2019 to 2021 is when I took it a lot more seriously, as you can see, and I made $1.2 million for those 2 years. And this was before my Twitch contract, so the only ads that were running on my stream were like the pre-roll ads, the ones that Twitch would insert themselves. Then I got a Twitch contract, which necessitated a certain amount of ads, 3 minutes of ad time per hour. And from 2021 to basically 2025, I made $4.1 million. This is just the Twitch side of things. I told you, I'm going to show you my YouTube earnings. So be ready, because here it is! Huge f***ing number, an unfathomable amount of money. From starting this channel in 2007 all the way until today, I have made $35.8 million. So with memberships and supers / gifts, I made over $1 million. Keep in mind, I've only had those things enabled for about a year. That was $1 million in a year from just normal people donating it to me. Anyway though, if you add both of these numbers up, I've made a total of $41.3 million.
Today, he pulls in up to $15 million a year, co-owns an esports franchise, and helped build an entire gaming PC brand. Turns out, not chasing the money is sometimes exactly how you find it. 9. David Dobrik. Picture this. 5 roommates crammed into one tiny apartment, 0 savings, and as a DACA immigrant, David couldn't even legally apply for a normal job in America. He survived on grocery store gift cards. He skipped college, drove straight to California with nothing but a car full of friends and an idea.
$1 million a month. Darn man making $40 million a month. Yeah. But then the second I go home...
Yeah, you know what that is? Yeah. Living in a $10 million home and going in and being like, it's pretty nice, my life's pretty nice.
Now he's pulling in millions a year from apps, apparel, and one of the most talked about content crews on the internet.
I feel like this is kind of an interesting thing that not many people talked about. It's kind of a weird thing. It's weird to talk about money, I guess. But as a kid, I always, my biggest fascination was how much do these YouTubers make, or how much do actors make, or how much does anybody in the entertainment world make? So I feel like I owe it to myself as a younger kid to talk about this. But so there's this thing that happened. It was the adpocalypse, and basically a bunch of advertisers pulled out of YouTube, and some YouTubers started to get paid a lot less because their content wasn't friendly, so advertisers wouldn't come on the channel anymore. And I was one of those people. I was getting around 60 million views a month, and my check each month for that time would be a little over $275,000, which is nuts. It literally felt like I was a drug dealer at that time. And then a year and a half ago, or 2 years ago, it kind of got cut, and now I get 200 million views, which is more than 3 times the amount of views I was getting before. But now my paycheck is under $2,000, which is crazy. It's crazy. It's a huge difference. Right now on YouTube, because my videos, I use copyrighted songs, and I use, my videos are a little bit more inappropriate than the rest. So right now I'm actually making less money a month on YouTube than I was when I was waiting tables at a retirement home. which is pretty crazy. You know, I could change my videos and make them more like age appropriate and cut out the music, but then it's just gonna lose like the video quality and why the videos are mine, which sucks because it does hurt the videos. Like there's a lot less to do with a smaller budget, but I'm still like in like the best. I have the best job in the world, so I can't complain. But I just like that's some background.
8. NikkieTutorials. Before the glam, there was bullying. Nikkie DeJager filmed makeup tutorials in her bedroom with drugstore products and a basic point-and-shoot camera, using YouTube as an escape from being tormented at school. That bedroom camera turned into a full beauty empire with her own brand and global collaborations, pulling in up to $10 million a year. The girl they picked on now sets beauty trends worldwide.
I think the number one assumption that I'm getting, and I'm seeing hundreds and hundreds of these in my responses, and that is, you are rich AF and you don't show it off. Let me be very open and honest about this. I make a lot of money. I work hard for it. I always try to improve myself. And you know that I kind of like deserve my money, since like working hard for it is like earning it to me. Yeah. I earn a lot of money, but I feel like a lot of people think that I have a whole lot more money than I actually do. Like, let me put it this way. I don't like talking about money because I feel like it's just like unnecessary to talk about. But a lot of people feel like if I were to stop YouTube right now, that I would be comfortable and I could sit out the rest of my life without ever moving a finger again. That is false. And now I also think, total honesty, a lot of people think that I'm super, super rich because everyone kind of assumes that I get paid for every single product that I mention in my videos. And I feel like that's why I'm so proud of having my symbol system in my videos.
7. Ludwig Ahgren. Ludwig was drowning in credit card anxiety, stringing together underpaid editing gigs just to make rent in Los Angeles. He had an English literature degree and a microphone. That's it.
I think most of you guys know, I went to school at Arizona State University. After I graduated, I applied to a bunch of jobs. I ended up getting a job interview in LA, went to LA to go do the job, got fired, went to Best Buy, quit for Snapchat, got fired from Snapchat, had a ramen gig in between. So I lived in LA in a studio apartment. I was just let go from Snapchat, not because I did anything wrong, but because Snapchat is a terribly run corporation and doesn't respect their good employees. And my rent was $1,000 a month. But when I had no job, what I did was just apply nonstop, what any normal human would do. And I stupidly refused to take unemployment, which was very dumb of me. I was raised in a middle-class household. My mom was a school teacher, but you know, we never had to worry about money. But I very badly wanted independence. I don't know why. But I just remember all my life wanting to be independent and not feeling like I owed everything in my life to my mother. And I can say very confidently that even though I was independent, it's only because of everything that I got when I was dependent. All right? Not having to worry about money. And so I was like chasing independence. So the moment I could move out, I did. The moment I could like take one bill away that my mom was covering, I did. And that same mentality was preventing me from just applying for unemployment, which is so dumb. You're not a failure for doing unemployment. It's a system that very heavily forces you to look for a new job. And let's be honest, I remember applying for 200 jobs in the span of the month, and I still get rejection letters to this day. Instead of doing that, which would have been the smart thing to do, I went into my savings. And I had a decent savings because I worked at Apple. And Apple, if you guys don't know, is a very good company to work for. They have a stock option program. You can save up to 10% of your paycheck from Apple and put it towards the stock option program in a 6-month period. And then at the end of the 6 months, Apple will sell you their stock at the lowest point during the 6 months from the money you saved up, 15% less. So during that 6 months, Apple stock hit $100. I bought it for $85 of the money I'd saved up. When I left, their stock price was closer to like $170, aka I doubled the money. And so instead of collecting unemployment and using that to pay for rent, I was like, oh, I'll just sell my Apple stock. Of course, this plan ended up only lasting for a few months because eventually even the Apple stock is going to run out. And during this period, I was applying to jobs every day, but I wasn't getting any hits. I'd been unemployed for a full month. I was late on rent. My landlord would come knocking. I would give her checks that would bounce if she had cashed them the day I gave it to her, which is really bad. And so during this time, I'm trying to think, what is the quickest way to earn money? And obviously, my mind went to, how about I try the wonderful world of sperm donation? And the way it works is you basically say a few answers of how you want everything to work. The nitty gritty. Things like, would you like to donate a picture of yourself when you looked like a baby so the families can look at it? If you do, we'll give you $150. Would you like to give pictures of yourself throughout the years? If you do that, we'll give you $300. I'm listening and I'm thinking to myself, 60% of rent, easy clap. And then they hit you with this one. When the kid turns 18, do you want to let him call you? And up to that point, it's all been about dropping fat swimmers and getting paid. But I never thought about a actual whole ass human. I know in theory that's how it works. Thinking, what do I want? Do I want to have a bunch of kids I can't raise? What if they grow up and they become something terrible? And so I say my pleasantries. I say something like, yeah, sure they can, and I leave. And I get an email saying, hey, Ludwig, you passed all the tests. You can now donate sperm. But I ignore them. They emailed me up to 6 months after because they were so desperate for clients. And I never respond. Because I came to the decision in that moment that if a young Ludwig Jr. ever walks this earth, he's going to be raised by me.
Fast forward, and Ludwig broke subscriber records, built his own production agency, and now earns up to $15 million a year. Turns out that English degree paid off in a way nobody expected.
This is mine for 26 months. And this isn't super accurate for the sponsor tab. I just put a number that I think is pretty accurate because I didn't ask Slime. But here it is. Donations was 450,000. And this is also going to be lower because I capped it at $10. Subs, bits, and ads, 3.3 mil. That's just here. That's no need to search for that. That's just this number. And then sponsors, I put at 3 mil. Think is about accurate.
6. WhistlinDiesel. Cody Dietweiler was doing back-breaking farm and construction labor on a patch of rural land in Indiana. No college, no plan B, just blue-collar grit and a camera pointed at his truck.
Added a couple dollars on every time and then reinvested that. Obviously, that's how most people would do it. But yeah, I was never given anything. I never had a head start. I started with literally zero. I kept every bank statement that the bank sent me that said insufficient funds. So I would be like negative $500 or something. I wouldn't be able to make the payments on that. It's like $400 a month or something. And so I would rack up more overdrafts and they would send me more and more and more until I get my next check and it would just put me back to zero.
What does that feel like? Like you're talking about having insufficient funds. Now you're standing here, massive property, employees in here. Like, did you always see this happening?
I just always wanted more than most people did. I feel a lot of people hate me for this. I call like a Ferrari the bare minimum. It genuinely is. It's just a car. And everyone sets that as this unreachable, unimaginable dream. You look like pretentious because you have a Ferrari.
Right. Even when you had no money, did you think that way? Was that ingrained in you since the start?
No, I wanted it, but I saw it as impossible. And that's why I'm so anti seeing that as impossible now, because that's what prevented me from starting early. It was payday the day I got that email.
No way.
And payday was the 21st of every month. I don't know if it still is. I don't even look. It was $103, I think. That was the most extra money I've had in a long time. That was so much money to me. Like a lot of money.
Was that the moment?
That was the moment where I was like, all right, I'm full sending it. That $100 to me was like invaluable.
Right.
I enjoyed doing it.
So it wasn't about necessarily even the amount. It was more about the spark that I
it's just because I enjoyed it. Yeah.
Now his viral automotive chaos and merchandise drops bring in up to $12 million a year.
The pond we created down there, that whole dam, that dam was a 3-year project, 3 or 4 years.
Oh man.
That cost me over $1 million. And you would never think so, but the amount of work of bulldozing and putting in dirt, like that is a massive dam. All that dirt is artificial on the outside. Most of my luxury car videos, we are a net negative. The Ferrari and stuff, they shredded the car and sold it in cubes to make back the cost. And that was still a break even. But yeah, we do that to like every vehicle now. The robot too, that we've lost 80 grand on. A lot of that crazy stuff, we just want to be the first people to do it. To be the first, we had to pay way more than what it was worth. Right. Like to get the robot first, you know, all that. So like, yeah, it was not easy. We're building a shop twice as big as this one down here. Until now, we just didn't have the space. Right. We have zero space. Like things are parked out here. We're building as fast as we can, like as fast as we can afford it while we're doing our videos. So our merch will be in-house down there. Yeah.
And how much things cost to run here. It's not cheap, first of all. A lot of the videos, people are saying, oh, Cody, you said you would never have sponsors and never do ads, and now you're doing ads. And there's a lot of like old subscribers that hate that. If we're looking at Cybertruck durability test, if you want to show it from here, Cybertruck durability test, number 1. My goal every time I make a video is to make something that is entertaining. It's super funny. Maybe it'll make a little bit of money, but I enjoy it too. Cybertruck durability test number 1 was something that I put everything into. I knew that it would be a great video. I knew that it would get 30 million plus views. I think it's at 33 now. And we spent on this one single video, the first Cybertruck durability test, over $300,000. Easy. And this truck was 200 of it. And then we spent another 20 on the F-150, another 100 on production costs, drone footage, cinema cameras, a team to come out, the location that we rented, the facility we did it at, all the planning. I spent a year writing a script out. We spent a year hyping it up. There's a lot of work. I wish every video was like that, but it can't be because it's not profitable, especially when you're growing. Like, I want this to be scalable, and I want to be able to make money. My goal when I first started YouTube was to just make enough to afford gas for my car, heat for my house, and food. And I achieved that within like a week. Now, my goal is to build something that's big enough that I can support my family, I can live free, I can enjoy financial freedom, and I can do the things that I want, and I can make amazing videos. Because truthfully, when I make a video like this, I'm not making money on it. The Ferrari series, I wanted that to last a lot longer, and we lost $400,000 immediately. So when people say, "Hey Cody, he does this promote Alcolo now," I want to tell everyone that like the stuff the trajectory that I'm on, the things that I want to do, the entertainment that I want to make, the amazing videos are only affordable by other means. Like, ad revenue does not pay for it. There's some videos I spend 3 times what the video pays back from YouTube.
He turned mud, trucks, and bad decisions into a business model. 5. Marquez Brownlee, MKBHD. Before the studio, there was just a low-res webcam and a laptop in his childhood bedroom.
And it's an HP Pavilion DV7T. So, of course, I got the...
Marquez reviewed tech purely as a hobby, making $0 for years. Today, MKBHD runs a full commercial studio with a professional staff and earns nearly $11 million a year. He turned just a hobby into the most trusted name in tech reviews.
What's the pie chart of MKBHD look like in terms of income?
Today, it's much more healthy of a balance. I'd say it's probably 60% sponsors, 30% AdSense, 10% other. I mean, we have merch, things like that. But if you rewind about 9 years, it was 95% AdSense.
Wow.
From high school, when it started, all the way through college, it was just like a side thing, and we never even thought about doing anything sponsored.
Has there ever been a 7-figure month on
not
AdSense?
Not on AdSense, no.
No.
Yeah.
But for the business?
Yeah.
4. Graham Stephan. Graham had less than a few $1,000s to his name. He went 9 straight months as a real estate agent without closing a single deal, surviving on cheap fast food, wondering if he'd made a huge mistake. He bypassed college entirely at 18.
And I have other months I earn absolutely nothing. And sometimes it's way more than a month that I won't earn a penny. Now imagine how frustrating this is. I will be working 6 days a week, 8 to 12 hours per day, for 2-3 months, not earning 1 penny. I am grinding it out. I'm doing everything I can, and I'm not earning anything.
Now, a real estate portfolio and finance content empire worth up to $8 million a year. 9 months of nothing turned into a lifetime of everything. 3. Lilly Singh. Lilly had a laptop webcam, some basic lighting, and crushing uncertainty, living at home, desperate to avoid the traditional office job path her degree in psychology was supposed to lead her to. She now earns up to $8 million a year through content deals, Hollywood acting and writing credits, and production contracts. She skipped the cubicle and built a media career instead.
Early Jenna Marbles on YouTube, was there any sense that, oh, what she's doing is actually her career and that's something I could aspire to?
So for the first year and a half, 2 years, I would say on YouTube, I did not think that YouTube could be a career. I didn't know. I didn't know that people would make money off YouTube. I didn't know that she was making money off YouTube. For me, it was a form of expression. It was an outlet to be creative. It was an itch I was scratching. It was me just trying to develop this part of my brain and be happy. The biggest creator at the time in Canada was a cool dude by the name of Fluffy Talks. When I discovered it could be a career was when Fluffy actually invited me over to his house and he was having a YouTube gathering. And I remember being like, what? And there's majority dudes, I know.
Yeah.
In hindsight, I was like, questionable. But I'm a majority of dudes.
No, Mom, I'm just going to Fluffy's house.
Literally, I'm going to Fluffy Talk's house. Cool. Yes, and Furious Pete will be there, who is this amazing other creator. And they're all amazing.
I remember Furious Pete.
Fine, dude.
Furious Pete was the eating guy,
yes,
right? Didn't he eat?
Yes.
Yeah.
I remember walking in, I was like probably like the only girl there. Definitely the only person of color there. And it was just a bunch of people watching their videos and screening their videos. And I'm going to admit to you guys, like I felt super included in something as soon as I walked in. I was like, oh man, people see my content and they are associating my content with a value, which is also something I never did. I thought it was just mindless, silly stuff. But these people actually were watching it and laughing and they were, attaching value to it. And so I'll never forget, we're sitting in this house and he goes, oh yeah, you can make money off YouTube. I bought this house with YouTube. And I went, you did what, sir? What did you do now? And that's when I was like, oh crap, I've been thinking about this very sentimentally, which is great, but like there's another layer to this that could be added. And so I started submitting my videos for monetization. Gratefully, they got accepted. And that's when I started to realize that this could potentially be a career.
Around this time, like you're now making money from the platform. Was there a moment, whether it was a brand deal or a check from YouTube, where you were like, oh, this is going to be my thing. Like this is a career.
Yeah. Wow, you just bring up all these amazing memories in my brain. One of the first brand deals I got was there's two actually, they came around the same time. One was for something called Steripod. It's a little clip you put on your toothbrush and it sterilizes it.
Ooh.
And another one.
I would use that today.
It's great, thank you.
I'm sold.
You hear that? If you're watching, give me commission. I'm still making moves today.
Great first sponsor.
I know. And another one was for Just Dance. Just Dance, the video game, right?
Oh, wow. Yeah.
And I remember when we were discussing the first brand deal here, I was sitting with someone who was doing my like partner management at that time. Or in a restaurant, I vividly remember. I was like, so how much are they going to pay me? First brand deal, no experience. How much are they going to pay me to do this brand integration? He goes, $3,000. I thought he was joking because I was like, that is so much money.
Yeah.
I had $3,000. I just bought a camera for $699. I had to save up like a year for this camera. So I thought he was literally joking. Straight face, and I was like, no, seriously. And then his response, I'll never forget. He goes, yeah, I know it's really small. Usually I would never settle for anything less than like 30K for something like this, but I figured since you like the game. And I was like, 30K? And then he proceeded to tell me that one of his other clients just did a brand deal for 30K. And that's when my mind got blown because I was like, that's money. That's like life money. That's a lot of money.
Some people make that in a year.
That's what I'm saying. And so that blew my mind. And I put all this effort, as I continue to do, into this brand deal for $3,000. Because for me, $3,000, it might as well have been 30K, honestly. And that's when I realized the scale of what this could be, which was, I never anticipated that, ever.
2. Ryan Trahan. Ryan had a mattress on the floor of an empty apartment in a failed water bottle startup that left him completely broke. He'd walked away from a track scholarship at Texas A&M just to chase this.
How long did it take you to make your first dollar, or should I say first penny, from YouTube? I remember this vividly. Like, as soon as I got monetized and I saw an actual penny, like on my creator studio, I started freaking out. But I think the memory I actually have is when I hit $15, because I refreshed one day and I had a video going kind of viral. Yeah. And I was like, wow, that's $15. That's like 2 hours in Texas of minimum wage work. I was like, this is going to be insane. I mean, you're known for your video that didn't cost that much money, but I'm curious, what's the most that you've actually actually spent on a video. Okay, so a lot of people don't know this. I didn't talk about it in the video, but one of my favorite videos I've ever made was when I went to the world's loneliest house in Iceland.
Yeah,
and that video cost $18,000. Just because the trip out there was so expensive.
Yeah.
And to get those guys to be able to take me and like have all the resources was a lot, but I really wanted to do it. So that's the most expensive.
Today, his challenge videos and candy brand Joyride bring in up to $15 million a year, from a broken business to a booming one. 1. Emma Chamberlain. Emma filmed on a cheap camera and a laptop that could barely process video, all while her family struggled financially after her father's health forced him out of work. She dropped out of high school during her junior year. Now she runs her own coffee brand, fronts luxury fashion campaigns, and earns around $15 million a year. She turned a laggy laptop into a lifestyle empire.
Do you remember the first like AdSense check you got that you were like, oh shit?
Cashing out my first one ever, which was maybe like $200, was crazy. But I think my parents could not believe their eyes when it was 10 grand in a month.
I mean that's crazy.
They were like, what the f is going on? I was like, I don't know.
You're 17 at the time?
I think 16 at that point.
16 at that point. That's crazy. I think what's interesting is like you have your foot on the gas pedal. Every day you have the option to get more of it. And I think that is something that can haunt you if you don't have a relationship. Like how quickly did you recognize that you had enough?
It was almost instant, if I'm being honest.
If this list gave you a little hope today, hit subscribe, drop a comment with which story hit you hardest, and I'll see you in the next one.